Okay. In this mini teach, we are going to examine the law of sines, and we are going to apply it to a special structure known as the angle side angle structure. So let's go ahead and do a little recap here. Basically, law of sines may be used to solve any triangle. Not just right triangles, but any triangle. So if we go on ahead and draw up triangle where we have A, B, and C. Now, those are the angles, and of course the sides opposite are labeled accordingly. Now again, we're going to need a certain structure. When we go on to solve these things, we could have angle, angle, side, which pretty much says that, if you take a triangle where you have this angle, and this side, and again, this can be either clockwise or counterclockwise when you spout out the known information. So if you pick any one of these starting vertexes of your triangle, and you start reading out the information that you know, and if you read it off in this kind of a pattern, then you have this kind of a triangle, an angle, angle, side triangle. And law of sines may be used on this. We also have the angle side angle formulation. And again, if you have a triangle, then if you have an angle and then a side and then another angle, and again, this can be read clockwise or counterclockwise, then you can also use law of sines if you have this kind of a structure. And this is the one that we're going to focus on today. The third structure would be, do this in different color, side, side angle. So if you have a triangle, go ahead and in this case, if you have a side and then a side and then an angle here, then again, reading clockwise or counterclockwise, if you can read out the information that you know on a triangle and you happen to read the two sides and then an angle, then you have the capability of using the law of sines. And that will be the subject of another video. All right. So let's take a look at what the law of sines basically says. Now, the law of sines states the following. If you are given a triangle say triangle ABC with sides measuring lengths A, B, and C with angles opposite those sides respectively. Then the sine of angle A over side A is equal to the sine of angle B over side B. And this could also be equal to the sine of angle C over side C. So this is your formula for the law of sines. Okay. And like I said, today we're going to focus on the angle side angle setup. So that we can see how the law of sines can be used with this kind of structure. Now remember, there's no restriction on the triangle, okay, as long as it's a triangle and you have like this information. So you don't need a right triangle to do this, all right? So we just need a triangle that has the angle, that has two angles and the included side between them already known. All right, so let's take a look at an example of a triangle that's set up that way and see how law of sines can be used to solve it. So we're going to use law of sines to solve triangle ABC, where angle A, let's say, is 40 degrees, angle B is 30 degrees, and side C, the side included in that angle, is going to be, let's say, 10. Okay, so if we draw a picture, doesn't have to be accurate or drawn to scale or anything. We just have to draw a picture to help us organize our information. Remember, if we label our triangles with angles A, B, and C this way, the sides opposite get the little itty bitty letters, the lowercase letters. And then we can start going through and labeling what we know based on the info we have. So this is 40 degrees. This is 30 degrees. And in order to have an angle side angle situation, the included side between the angles has to be known. And that's what we have here. We have 10. So we do have an angle side angle situation, which is sometimes abbreviated ASA. And we may be able to use the law of sines. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the measure of angle C. And that can be done by taking 180 degrees minus 40 degrees minus 30 degrees. And that's equal to 110 degrees. And this comes from the sum of interior angles for a triangle have to equal 180 degrees. Okay. So there's my next piece of information. We have resolved this angle to be 110 degrees. Okay. Now we move on to finding the two sides. So second thing we're going to do here is we're going to find side A. So we're going to use the law of sines. The sine of angle A over side A is going to be equal to the sine of angle C over side C. And I want to use this particular proportion because this information is mostly known and we don't have any decimal approximations involved here or anything like that. So everything is nice, everything is neat and clean, if you will. No approximation in getting the angle C working for us. And there's no decimal approximation inside C. So I'm pretty confident that whatever I get for side A will be accurate until I decide to round it. So that's what I'm going to do here. So this is a proportion. Okay, it's a proportion. So we're going to go ahead and isolate side A because that's what I'm looking for. So we do a little cross multiplying and a little dividing to get A by itself. And we end up with C times the quantity sine of angle A over sine of angle C. And that's going to be equal to side A. Now I can plug in my numbers. C is 10. Sine of A is sine of 40 degrees. Sine of C is sine 110 degrees. Too big a zero there. There we go. This is the exact answer for A. So now I can choose my approximation, use my technology to give me a pretty good answer. Make sure your calculators are in degree mode before you do this. Otherwise, something's going to be off. And we end up with A being approximately 6.84. So this is my side A, approximately 6.84. Okay, so that's how we get side A. Now, if I want to get side B's, the last piece of information I need to get, if I want to get side B, I'm going to go ahead and set up sine of angle B over side B is equal to sine of angle C, again over side C. I don't want to use the side A because I had to use a decimal approximation for A to report its answer, and those errors can compound if I try to continue using them. So I want to avoid doing that as much as I can. I want to use the information that's given to me as much as possible. Again, this is a proportion. Statement of equality between two ratios. And what we're going to do is we want to get B by itself. So again, a little cross multiplying. We get B is equal to C times the quantity sine B, sine angle B, over sine angle C. Plug in my numbers. We have 10. Sine of angle B is the same thing as sine of 30 degrees over the sine of 110 degrees. And now I can go ahead and do my approximation because I have the exact answer. Now I can go ahead and do my approximation and say 10 times the sine of 30 degrees. Again, make sure your calculator is in degree mode over the sine of 110 degrees. And we get 5.32 approximately. So this is approximately 5.32. Okay. Now, one other thing I want to note here is that this is not a right triangle, so Pythagorean theorem cannot be used. Okay. You want to use, if you don't have right triangles, you're either going to use law of sines or a law of cosines, which will be discussed in another video. So this is how you can use the law of sines if you are dealing with an angle, side angle triangle.